Satish, I don't know, like your other, device. I'm not able to, I'm able to accepting, but it is not taking.
But actually, I have connected, Manoj.
Okay, okay, yeah. So record has been started. Yes. So guys, so like in last classes, what we discussed. So we discussed about installation. We discussed about default database server, and we discussed about how the cluster hierarchy or instance hierarchy or the database server hierarchy is there on PostgreSQL, right? And also how many databases will come when we were created the database server, right? So like there are three system databases. The one is Postgres, another one is template 0 and template 1. So these three databases, it is there under PG underscore default table space, right? And also there are two table spaces whenever we are going to create the database server at that time. So there are two database servers will come. So what are those? PG default and PG global. The PG default contains these three databases, and whenever we are going to create a new database without specifying the, like user defined table space, at that time that database will going to create under PG default. In PG global contains all global data dictionary table, or we are going to call it as system table, global system tables, right? And each and every database, okay, so there are two schemas will come. So one is PG underscore catalog, that is the hidden schema that contains all the data dictionary tables, right? And also one more is public schema. Okay, so whenever we are going to create any of the tables without specifying user defined schema, at that time the tables will going to create under public schema. Okay, so what is the model database each and what is the model database for each and every new database? Template 1, right? So these are all the things we discussed, and also some of the files, so within the data directory. So what are all those important files and folders? We discuss about that one as well, right? So PostgreSQL.conf, pg underscore hpa.conf. Okay. So some of the important files and folders we have discussed in the last class. Correct, right? So and also we have created one like a database server as well, user defined database server as well. Okay, so let me explain today how to create a database server in Windows. Okay, so I will go here, C drive in app 01 here. I will create one folder because in the C drive, like in this drive, I have a space. So that's why I'm going to create. So there is no other partition in my system. So that's why I'm going to use the C drive. Okay, so in C drive, I have a space. Okay, so that's why I'm going to create a folder here. So cluster 3. Okay, cluster 3, I created. Okay, so now what we need to do, so yeah, so what we need to do now, so whenever once we created the folder data directory, okay, so we need to initialize the database server, correct? So how to initialize the database server, so where the binaries is there, we need to go there, see here, program files. So here, PostgreSQL 14 bin. Okay, so here, so we have all the utilities. Just I will open command prompt here. So init db hyphen d app 01 slash cluster 3, right? And also in Windows, while initializing the database server, at the time, what we need to do, guys, we need to create the super user as well. Okay, so this is the one option we need to follow in the Windows. Okay, so if you guys are without specifying -s, right? At that time, once you guys are initialize the data, initialize the database server, right? So, and once we started the database server, we can't log into the particular database server. So that's why while in Windows especially, while initialization at that time, we need to create the super user. But in Linux, by default, it will going to create. But in Windows, we need to specify the -s option, super user option. Okay, see here, now I'm going to initialize this database server. What is that? Too many. First is Postgres. Oh, one moment. What is that command? Okay. Yeah, see here, sorry, I have a new option. Yeah, so see here, now, so initialization is done. Okay, so what I'm going to do, before going to start the database server, what we need to do, guys? We need to, what we need to do before going to start the database server? Guys, what we need to do before going to start the database server?
Change the port. Change the port.
Yeah, so we need to change the port number. See here? Okay, so now, so we need to start the database server. So here, server started. Now we need to connect to database server. See here, I connected successfully. If you are going to check the data directory here, all are same commands only. See here. So this is the data directory. Show shared buffers. So I will explain what is shared buffer. See here, 128 MB. Okay. And how to check the all the databases here. So three databases are created and also DB plus. It will going to list out the table spaces. Okay, same way we need to create. There is no command change, not, even single point also not, is not change anything. But the thing is, whenever we are going to initialize the database server, at the time we need to mention the -u option. Okay, so if you guys are missed that option, right, we can't log into the database server in Windows. So that's why. So whenever we are going to initialize, at that time we need to mention the -u option. Okay, anybody have any doubts here? Guys, anybody have any doubts here? Vishnu, Vishwas, Srinivas, Sham, Navin, Santosh,
No
Satish.
worries.
Yeah.
No doubts. No doubts.
Okay. Yeah. So now I will explain. Okay, I forgot to explain MVCC demo. Okay. So what is MVCC? Like, I think in first day I explained. I think so. So multi-version concurrency control. Okay, how exactly the multi-version and a multi-version concurrency control will going to happen in the PostgreSQL? Okay, so let me explain now. So this is the very important. So concurrency control in every RDBMS, it's very, very important. But in Postgres, how the concurrency control will going to happen, multi-version concurrency control. Let me explain with practical knowledge. Anybody remember that one? What is the multi-version concurrency control? Guys, anybody remember that one? What is multi-version concurrency control?
Yeah, we can insert data and we can select the data at a time.
Uh-huh.
Those are what is that? Uh,
Okay, yeah, it's okay, no problem. So let me explain now.
Concurrency is equal to isolation levels, right?
Yes, exactly. It's isolation level. But like in other RDBMS like MS SQL or Sybase, we are going to use the lock mechanism, correct? Okay, but here, so we are going to use multi-version concurrency. Here the lock mechanism will not going to happen. Okay. So in Oracle also same thing, right? So there is no lock. It will not going to, somebody is going to at the same time somebody is going to insert and same time somebody is going to select, right? It will not going to, lock the table. Okay. It will going to follow the multi-version concurrency rules.
So there is no deadlocks, which means
See, the deadlocks is different. So deadlocks is there. Okay. But the lock mechanism. Okay, so if somebody is going, yeah, so let me explain this one. See here. So this is insert table one. Okay, somebody is
see,
going to
uh,
insert.
yeah,
Yeah,
but see, I got your point. You explained, right?
ex
So thing
yeah,
is, so whenever we see even other RDBMLs also, whenever they are fetching the data, they will use the end of the statement UR with UR. UR means uncommitted read. So they can, without locking the table, they are fetching the data while inserting the data also, right?
yeah, correct. So yeah, see the thing is at the time it will going to lock. There is like whenever we are going to use a select at that time the exclusive lock will going to lock, correct? And also whenever we are going to use insert at the time intended long it will going to happen, correct? I
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hope
yeah.
you yeah
Of course, in the time
yeah.
also, other RDMMs also they used end of the statement with UR, so it will not lock. It will not do any exclusive lock also in the table.
See, internally it will going to happen. See, the internally the log will going to happen, but like we can't able to see the particular logs, correct?
So, uh, in other DBs, we have to especially mention that UR. If you are not putting it, it will go into that log thing. But in Postgres, I believe it is inbuilt. We don't have to put exclusively the that no UR thing and all.
Yeah, exactly,
Okay,
exactly,
You
okay.
got it, Naveen?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Got
Yeah.
it.
So that is the difference if you're comparing with the UR.
exactly. Okay, so yeah, so see that is the main difference. Okay, see now I will show you the with practical knowledge how exactly the MVCC will going to happen. Yeah, see here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one table here. Okay, Okay, so there is no database server is up and running, only default is there. We'll start on database server. Okay, so let me create one table first. See here. So I created one table called MVCC demo, and let me insert some records. Okay, so see here. Now, if you are going to check in one table, so all the records is updated in this table only. So there is a one system table called PG underscore class, where relation name is equal to MVCC underscore demo. Okay, so here, one moment. So let's start from PG underscore. Forgot the table. One moment. Explain. Select start from MVCC underscore demo. See here, guys. So here, immediately, whenever we are going to, insert the values, right? Immediately it will going to reflect. Why, why it is going to immediately reflect in the particular optimizer, identify the latest query plan, because we have enabled the, by default in every database server, we have enabled the update statistics and vacuum. If the 20%, sorry, 10 percentage of the data got changed in the particular table, immediately, the table will going to update the statistics, and as well as it will going to run the vacuum. Okay, vacuum I'm going to explain later, but so each and every table, when the 10 percentage of the data got changed, okay, immediately the update statistics will going to happen. And also optimizer also immediately will going to provide the latest query plan like this here. It is immediately reflected. See here now what I'm going to do, So let's um, insert once again some records. Immediately I will do. Okay, so if the 10 percentage of the data got changed in the particular table, immediately the update statistics will going to happen. Okay, so this is why I'm saying, so this is the basic thing. Okay, if something is 10 percentage of the data got changed in the particular table, the update statistics will automatically, it will going to happen. See here, I will show you the configuration parameter for that. See here, analyze. See here, guys, auto vacuum analyze scale factor. See here, this is the one, 0.1. 0.1 means if the 10 percentage of the data got changed in the particular table, okay, immediately the update statistics will going to happen. Okay, so that's why by default, this is the value for update statistics. Okay, if you're going to disable this one, right? Okay, immediately the optimizer will not going to update the it will not going to take the latest plan. Okay, update statistics will not going to happen. If you are going to disable this one and change this value to some 0.9 or some 0.8, right? At that time, the update statistics will not going to update the statistics. Okay, so why I showed this one, right? This is the basic thing. So that's why I showed you. Now I will explain the MVCC demo. See here now, if I'm going to, where is the text? One moment. Yeah, so this is the one. Yeah, so just I'm going to create one table here and I'm inserting some records. Okay, see here. Now, if I'm going to select this each and every row's transaction ID, how we need to see, for the particular table. So, so this is the way we need to identify the transaction ID. See here. So this is the way we need to see here. Find out the transaction ID for each and every single row. See here. For one also, for that row, the transaction ID is different, right? And also see here for two, for three. See here. So this is, each and every row have its own transaction ID. Correct? See here. Now I will show you. If I am going to begin and inserting some values. Okay, now check the transaction IDs for the particular rows. See here. Sorry, one moment. Yeah, this is the one. See here. See here, guys. The transaction ID is for different for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, right? But why it is same for 6, 7, 8, 9? See here. 750 is for 6, 750 is for 7, 750 is for same ID is repeated for 6, 7, 8, 9. But why it is not repeating for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? See here, 745, 756, 740. Each and every row, it's a different transaction ID. But for this rows, 6, 7, 8, 9, why it is showing the same transaction ID, guys? Anybody have any idea? Guys, anybody have any idea for this?
Any duplication or something?
No, no, there is no duplication.
Begin, right? So it is the continuation of the same process.
Exactly. See here. So why it is not going to, why it is taking these four rows have same transaction ID, because in single transaction, we have maintained, like we have inserted four records. Okay. So that's why it will going to take, it has a only one transaction. Okay. Within this transaction, we have inserted four records. These four records, it will going to take it as a only one transaction. But here we are not maintaining any begin. So each and every insert is a separate transaction. Okay. Each and every insert is a separate transaction. That's why the transaction ID is differ for 1 to 5, but 6 to 9 it is not differ. It is assigned the same transaction for all others because we have done the single, multiple insert transactions in the single begin statement. That's why. You got it right? What I am going to explain here, guys?
Yeah, one.
Yes,
If
Manish.
failure transaction also, it will generate any transaction ID? No, right?
No, no, no. It will not going to generate. Okay. Why I am explaining this one, in PostgreSQL, okay, there is like a one concept is there that is, okay, transaction wraparound IDs. Okay, there is a limited transaction wraparound IDs. Okay, what is the limited transaction wraparound IDs for entire database server? 4 million transaction wraparound IDs. Okay, so if the 4 million transaction wraparound ID is crossed, okay, the database server will abnormally, it will going to shut down. How to avoid this one? We need to do the proper maintenance activity for the, whenever, the particular transaction ID is crossed. Okay, if the 2 million transaction ID is crossed, right? At that time, we need to set the maintenance activity. We need to do the proper maintenance activity. So that's why see here. So vi postgresql.conf. Here, see here, guys. I told you, right, that there is a total 4 million transaction ID for entire this database server. Okay, that's why we need to maintain the proper maintenance activity in the database server. Okay, each and every RDBMS, this it contains have its own transaction ID wraparound. Okay, so this is the basic thing. That's why I explained to you guys. Okay, each and every RDBMS, there is a, I don't know for other RDBMS, but in the PostgreSQL, okay, there is 4 million transaction ID wraparound is there. Okay, so this is how the transaction IDs is allocated for the particular rows. Okay, this is how the transaction will going to allocate for the particular rows. Anybody have any doubts here?
If we insert more than 4 million, what?
No, see here, we can't insert, at a time. So that's why we need to enable the vacuum. Okay, vacuum will going to take care. It will not going to, so cross the 4 millions transaction immediately. Once it will going to reach 2 millions, we need to set the threshold. That's why. Okay, so that's why we need to set the threshold. Here, we have set the by default freeze max size is the 2 millions is there. Once it is crossed, immediately it will going to vacuum. Means those things it will going to recycle again. Got it right, guys?
Recycle means it will start freshly, or a database will go
No,
for
so whatever
shutdown.
the use this there, right? Transaction IDs, it will going to again, it will going to newly. So once the new transactions will come, right? It will going to assign to the new transaction those IDs.
Because nowadays billions of records will inserting in the each and every database, so it's only
Mhm.
for 40 billion is not as sufficient, right? If you
Yeah,
use
we
post.
can increase as well. See here, this is the default values.
Okay.
Okay, so we can increase as per our environments. Okay, we can increase the as per our environment things, but this is the default things. So that's why whenever we are going to do the database design at the time, these are all the basics things. We need to follow these things. Okay, why am I explaining, So whenever we are going to do the database designing, this is very, very basics things. Okay. So based on our environment size and application size, so we need to plan for those things. I hope you guys are understood, right? Guys?
So Manoj, this is only for one transaction. I mean, continuous transaction you are saying, or parallel transaction you are saying the limit is 40 million.
Parallel, not only for one. So it will going to take the parallel one. See your example, I will show you. See here. Okay. See here. So this is for 751. Okay, just if you are going to just do any of the commands or any transaction, right? It will going to take one more 752. So like this, it will going to assign. The transaction ID is going to allocate for like this only. So those things it will going to, again, it will going to reuse for the new transactions. So see here. So this is our transaction 753 as of now. This is how the transaction ID will going to allocate. So, see here, this is very basic thing and this is very important. So that's why I'm explaining. And still, if you have any doubts, please, let me know. I'm going to explain once again.
So after
Only
input, again this transaction ID will allocate, right, to some other transaction.
Exactly. It will allocate to some other transactions. Anybody have any doubts?
reboot
Does
means
not
restart, right? A restart of the this instance, which means
Yeah,
cluster.
restart also, whenever you are going to restart all the other old transaction IDs, it will going to, again, it will going to recycle and it will going to allocate to the new transaction. That is also possible.
Okay,
But
if it is
yeah.
restart or whatever the thing is not done last couple of days, so
Mhm.
it will continuously allocate this transaction IDs. So it
Mhm.
will automatically full to up to the mark, or vacuum will involve, and it will refresh the data and we can allocate new fresh transactions.
Mm, I did not get, come again. Sorry.
So for suppose database is not restarted in couple of days, so the
Okay.
transaction will directly continuously allocate the transaction ID.
Yeah. So continuously allocating the transaction ID. Okay. And also if you guys are unable the vacuum, right?
Yeah.
Vacuum will going to take care.
Okay.
The old transaction ID, which was already allocated to other old transactions, it will going to recycle it and it will going to assign to the new transactions. Vacuum will going to take care. So
Got it.
restart is not necessary for each and every time.
Okay.
There is one maintenance, utility is there, vacuum. I'm going to explain later what is the use and, how it will going to take care. But vacuum, there is a utility called maintenance utility called vacuum that is going to take care. No need to restart for every time. The restart is not recommended, correct? So we need to go for vacuum. Okay.
Manoj, is it only for creating transaction ID for insert or select statements?
Every transaction, whatever we are going to do. See here. Now what I'm going to do. So nothing is right. Just I'm taking
Yes.
the transaction ID. See here. So it is allocating for each and every statement. So whenever we are going to execute any statement, it will going to allocate for one transaction ID.
Okay.
So see here. So this is the basic thing. That's why I explained. Okay. Okay. So because and also in future, this thing is very important. So when I'm explaining the transaction ID wraparound failures, one concept will come. Why the transaction ID wraparound will going to fail? Okay, at that time, this scenario is required. So that's why I explained now only. Okay. I think I hope all are cleared, right? Because and Srinivas, what about others? Vishnu, Vishwa, Prasad, Sri, I don't know, Satish, yeah, all are cleared, right?
Yes, Manoj.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So now, yeah, okay. See here, we have inserted the records here. Select count star from page underscore sample. Oh, only 9 records. Okay. See here, guys. Here I inserted 9 records. Okay. But still, there is one system table I told you, right? PG underscore class. In that system table, this relation tuples is not updated. See here, but the records is 9 records is there. But still, the relation tuples is not updated. Why, you know? Anybody have any idea? Why? So just now we have inserted some 9 records here. This is the one only. First four, like after 4, the first 5. We have inserted a records, but the records is reflected on only the table, but not in this system table. Anybody have any idea for this? Why it is not updated on the system table? The same table only, but why it is not updating on that system table?
Maybe it is in wall buffer.
Hmm? No, not in wall buffer. That is committed. So in committed transactions will not there in a wall buffer. Immediately it will going to write into the like a wall file. Okay, so it is committed transactions only. But why it is not updated? Okay, when this will going to update, see here, listen carefully. Whenever we are going to do analyze, okay, PG underscore, I will tell you what is analyze and all. Okay, but see here, whenever we are going to do analyze at the time, see here, the 9 records are reflected. See here. Okay, so that's why, in the PostgreSQL, so once we are going to insert or any of the transaction like insert or update or delete any of the things, once we done the transaction, we need to do the analyze. Okay, we need to do the analyze. At that time, what it will going to happen? It will going to update all the statistics information into this system table. All the statistics information will be stored on this table and one more table is there. PG stat user tables. Okay. In these two tables, all the statistics information and latest table information, it will be going to store in these two tables. PG underscore class and PG stat user tables. See here, once we analyze, then only it is reflected. Okay, then only it is reflected. See here. Okay, got it, guys? So this is the way we need to do the analyze. Anybody have any doubts here?
why we need to do that question?
Yeah, we need to. So see here, whenever we are going to do the update the proper rows in this system table, right? At that time we need to do the analyze. We need to run this analyze. At that time, so whenever we are going to do the analyze, right, it will going to update the statistics as well as it will going to update some system information into this system table.
How
Got
we
it
know
now?
which, how we knows the, see, front end data, front end application team, they are inserting the data in table. Which
Mhm,
table they inserted the data, we don't know, right? Every time how to analyze which table we need to do the analyze.
Yes. Yeah. So at that time, what we need to do, we need to write a query for that. The complete, using this system table, we need to write a script and, we need to identify. Okay, how much data is inserted for that particular table? We need to do that. Otherwise, one more thing is there. I told you, right? Instead of, so we need to change this complete. See here, auto vacuum analyze threshold. As of now, 50 rows is there. You can decrease for, completely 0 rows or 1 row. If something is updated only 1 row, immediately it will going to affect. As of now, see here, the auto vacuum analyze threshold is 50 rows. If the minimum number of rows are updated, right, then only that analyze will going to reflect. Okay, as of now in this table, see here. Yeah, I will show you now. Why, you know, wait. Okay, now one moment. I will do one thing. Generate underscore series. I will insert 50 records. Okay, more than 50 records. At that time, automatically it will going to run. Okay, see here, 100 records. I'm going to insert now. Okay, see here. Insert into generate underscore series. 1, 100. Correct, right? Okay. I missed one bracket. See here, now you can check the same system table. Okay. So now how many rows? 109. No need to do the, oh, still not updated. Wait. So it will going to take some time. Now it will going to update, but yeah, it will going to take some time. 1 minute it will going to take to run the analyze because so there is a time settings here. See here, there is a nap time 1 minute. Okay, every 1 minute it will going to run analyze command by default. Okay, that's why immediately it will going to not reflecting. Okay, so let's wait for some time. See here, guys, now 109 is reflected. Without do the analyze, immediately it is reflected. Why previously it is not updated? Because we have inserted only 9 rows. So that's why it is not reflected. Okay, we need, so whenever we are going to, if the threshold is not matching at the time, we need to do manually. Okay, if the threshold is crossed, automatically the system only it will going to take care. See here now, 109. I hope you guys are understood, right? Guys, anybody have any doubts here?
To insert less than 50,
Uh-huh.
after 1 minute after this run, whether for them also it will update or we have to do it
No,
manually.
it will not going to update.
Then
So
50 we
the
have to do.
threshold it will not going to cross, right? Once the threshold 50 rows is crossed, then only it will going to update. Otherwise, below 50 rows, it will not going to update. Okay. I hope you guys are understood, right? Guys, anybody have any doubts here? Satish, Naveen, Vishwa, Vikas, Kishore, Santosh,
Is there anything
Vishnu.
why? Manoj, is
Uh-huh.
there any logic why it is not included under 50 transactions?
Yeah, see here. What is the logic, See, you can do the changes here. You can go do only 10. Once the 10 records is updated, see here now, I will do one thing. I will change 10. Okay. So let's go for restart this one. Okay. Auto vacuum analyze threshold is 10 now. Now let's see. Okay. So now you can go and do the. Okay. Just do the 11 transaction. Okay. So just I'm running the 11 transactions. Okay. Number of thing is 11. Okay. Just I'm going to do. See here. Now you can check. So it will going to take 1 minute. This is also it will going to take now because we decrease the threshold. Means if the 10 rows, more than 10 rows, it is going to, inserted at the time it analyze it automatically, it will going to reflect. Got it? So we need to change the threshold. That's all. That is the logic.
Thanks.
See here, this is the, why I explain now only, because whenever we are going to do the database design, this is the, very basic things to we need to understand. Okay.
Manoj, in Postgres, we don't have any automatic that is memory management system. We don't have.
Automatic memory management means I did not get.
So every time, see, based on our transaction, based on our database size, each and every time we are changing the configuration levels, right? Is there is any automatic way to analyze these things and automatically update by internal itself? We don't have that mechanism.
No, no. See here. Here only all are automatic only, right? So there is no manual thing here. Here all are automatic only. So see here, the thing is, so we have changed some of the configuration. We have changed the threshold. That's all. But apart from that, all are automatic only. And also, so memory wise also that is also automatic. So like uh, I don't know, like maybe I'm
No,
not.
no,
Yeah.
no. Last class also you told like shared pool memory 128 MB. Yeah,
Mhm.
the by default it came to 128 MB. For
Mhm.
suppose the processor taking too much memory, right? It automatically increase, or we need to increase manually. We need to change the configuration file.
See, but yeah, exactly. So by default, it will going to take 128 MB exactly. So whenever we need to increase at the time, so we need to do manual increase memory. But the thing is, whenever we are going to do the database design, at that time only we need to, so plan for size, the memory. We need to plan for the memory size. So normally, we are not recommended to go with default any memory size. We will discuss our team and to discuss our database design team, and then only we are going to proceed for a memory, right? So normally we are not going with the default one. I think I hope you understood, right?
Yeah, I got your point, but the thing is another
Yeah,
RDBM.
exactly. We
Yeah,
need to go
they
for
are
manually. Yeah, we
they
need to
did
go for manually.
automatically. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, we need to go for manually only. So there is no other option. Yeah. Apart from that, anybody have any doubts here? I think all are cleared, right? These topics. Okay. Mm, The next thing is, yeah, the next thing is architecture. This is very, very important things. Okay. Architecture is very, very important. So in this module, I'm going to cover architecture summary, process and memory architecture. And I told you, right, some background processes also it will going to create. When the database server is going to start at the time, so some background processes also will going to start, correct? Grep Postgres. See here? So this is we are going to call it as postmaster, and this is our remaining are all our background processes. Correct? See here. So this is the one utility process. We are going to call it as those background process. We are going to call it as utility processes. And also connection request response, discrete buffering disk, write buffering, what is background writer cleaning scan, and commit and checkpoint, physical database architecture, data directory layout, and installation directory layout. In this module, I'm going to explain all these things. Okay, so this is very, very important module. You know why I not started in the last week, because of you guys needs to understand some of the basic requirement for PostgreSQL. Okay, that's why I did not started for architecture. So now I'm going to explain architecture. Today is it fine or tomorrow can I start? So based on your feedback, I'm going to start. Guys,
How much time it will take?
it will take minimum 35 to 40 minutes.
Tomorrow you can do it. I mean, it's my
Yeah,
opinion.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
tomorrow.
will do one thing. Yeah, I will do, yeah, I will do one thing. Tomorrow I will do start very freshly. Okay. So at that time you guys also easily concentrate the things, right? Yeah, I will do it tomorrow only. Is it fine for all?
Yes, Manoj, it's good. Tomorrow we
Yes.
can start.
Yes.
Yeah, and also, before coming to tomorrow's class, at least please go through the last videos and try to understand the things, okay? So please, at least something you guys prepare and come, because architecture is very, very important things, okay? So this, what is the, whenever we are going to start the database server, okay, how to check the other utility processes and all. Just go through the last videos, okay? So let's see, okay? So tomorrow I'm going to explain the complete architecture, how exactly it will going to work. I'm going to explain, practical and theoretical both, how the architecture flow will going to happen. Okay.
Manoj, I have small doubt here.
Yep. 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 Please.
Here we are running PGSQL under iPhone 14, 14th version we are running now.
Yeah.
I tried
Exactly.
to connect to PG admin, but I'm not
Mhm.
able to connect it
Where you are going to connect here in
in the
Linux?
PG admin. In the PG
One
admin.
moment. One moment. One moment. Just a moment. Yeah, sorry, Satish. Yeah, tell me, Satish.
We have created custom database now. Inside that,
Uh-huh.
I try to connect with the PG admin. I couldn't connect.
Oh, is it? Yeah, you do one thing. We'll discuss one to one separately, okay? I'm
Okay.
going to clarify. Yeah.